You're listening to the Sports Fix.
Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck, home of the low price tire guarantee. quicklane.com/Valley Ford Truck.
Sports Fix listeners, don't wait all day or all week to get in on the fun. The party doesn't stop when we go off the air all week long. The Sports Fix social media sites are your one-stop shop for all things Cleveland sports. Jump over to Facebook.com/The Sports Fix, Facebook.com/The Sports Fix, and become a fan today because we love fans and they create some of the best sports talk in town, Daddy. You'll enjoy talking to your fellow Cleveland sports fans on the Sports Fix fan page. And if Twitter's your thing, well, you know how we do it. Tweet with us at The Sports Fix CLE. It's that simple.
Twitter.com/The Sports Fix CLE, baby.
Chat live with the crew during all your favorite Cleveland sports events, tickets and contests and trivia and so much more. Get with us today, The Sports Fix on social media, Facebook.com/The Sports Fix. Tweet with us at The Sports Fix CLE. Join The Sports Fix on Facebook and Twitter today.
I'm Tyler Zeller, and you're listening to The Sports Fix.
Live in Ohio, it's time to get your fix. The Sports Fix.
Yes, indeed. As he said, you heard it. Radio voice man said, time to get your fix. It is noon Eastern. We're locked and loaded, ready to roll. A Tuesday edition of the Sports Fix here as we roll on in the month of September. Jerry Myers, J-Rock, whatever you want to call me. Just call me. Happy to have you here. Welcome you guys in once again, like we do every weekday here, doing the Sports Fix thing, you guys, across the Sports Fix Radio Network, which of course is a vast array of places. Perhaps you're enjoying the show on TuneIn and TuneIn's radio application worldwide. Maybe you listen to us directly on our home base, thesportsfix.net, where we broadcast live. Maybe you're listening on Spreaker and Mixler, and you're in the Mixler chat room right now. Shout out to all of you guys listening live, and of course, to the thousands listening around the world. Welcome around the globe, various time zones and digital delay applications such as iHeartRadio, the world's largest internet radio provider. Those of you listening to us on Stitcher and CarPlay and SoundCloud and all of the places that you may subscribe, download, iTunes, all the places that you get the show sent to your device. Thank you guys so much for doing the Sports Fix thing every day. And of course, we've got a lot to get into here today. The usual suspects on a Tuesday. The order switched around a little bit here today, but it's all good. We're going to make it work. We've got some time as well to open up the phone lines here in the first hour and get some conversation going. So let's set the stage looking ahead. Obviously, we've got a lot to get into. I want to continue. Things continue to evolve as we go off the air yesterday with Ray Rice. We're going to talk some more about that here and some different things that came out since we've been on the air. I want to clear up, too, as well, some talk we had right going off the show yesterday when details, and that's one of the things I talk about when we're on the air and the bullets are flying live. Sometimes it takes a minute to fill in the gaps. When we were talking about the Hawks yesterday at the end of the show, some of those things, those unopened, unanswered things, we'll come back and hit the details on that here, talk a little more about going on, another team up for sale there. My man, Dr. Football Bill Chachkes, every Tuesday. Bill's with us here today, no different, as I'm looking forward to not only talking to him about the situation here with Ray Rice, the NFL, Roger Goodell, the Baltimore Ravens, his takeaways from week one with the Browns and the Steelers, and his thoughts about everything going on here and around the NFL, the Monday Night Football games last night, his Cardinals with a little bit of a comeback. Can't wait to talk to him about all of that. And as we're live on the air, man, it just seems to have been working out this way lately with these things happening while we're on the air, but hoping in the first early segments of the show here that we get word on the NFL Players Association and their vote, because primarily here in Northeast Ohio, but several other cities sitting with bated breath, wondering if perhaps they may get some of their star players back as well. None facing the full season loss of a player such as the Browns and Josh Gordon, because very possibly before we get off the air, things could transpire which would return Josh Gordon to the Browns, or even if it doesn't do that, it gets him closer to getting back on the field than he was, as there's going to be some widespread changes being voted on here. Now, I got to caution a couple of things. Number one, and we'll get more into this as Dr. Football joins us, but I caution you to remember a couple of things. Number one, the whole thing has to be approved, and this has been several times now. John McMullen, we talked about this yesterday. This has been put up for votes. This has been negotiated for years. There's been attempts to do this, and a consensus has yet to be reached. So just because it's up for a vote, you've got to remember something we mentioned yesterday. These players today will be voting on allowing themselves to be tested for human growth hormone, and I've made it very clear that I think over 50% of the NFL uses human growth hormone and other types of undetectable performance-enhancing drugs. So I'm not so sure. I am not. How would you convince anybody that these guys, that more than 50% or whatever the threshold is on their Players Association vote, are going to put themselves at risk like that? Going to be very interesting to see, no matter which way it goes, how close or how much of a runaway this vote is, because I just find it very hard to believe that a lot of guys who are currently using undetectable substances that are not allowed to be tested for would open that up. And so it's going to be a very interesting, you can see the dichotomy of the players union here, how this vote breaks down. But assuming that the players union approves of this, then the second thing that I warn Browns fans before you get too carried away is there's a sticking point of when the retroactiveness ends, because they want to end it at the beginning of the new league year, which would be in the early part of March. Josh Gordon's drug test was failed in February or earlier than February. So with that being said, no guarantee that he, and matter of fact, from what I've heard, he's the one of the guys who would get overturned that perhaps doesn't. He may be the one person that doesn't benefit from this either way. It's very much up in the air how the NFL is going to apply that across the board. So that's, and no matter what, although I have seen with the changes in the punishments as well, that even if they keep the standards of the league year, whereas what I'm saying is, say Josh Gordon does not get retroactively unsuspended, his punishment may change and may get cut to an 8-game suspension instead of a full season, because the new consequences will take effect. So either way, you could still get him back for part of a season that perhaps he was lost for. The other question, is that a good thing? Of course, on the football field it is. Is that a good thing for Josh Gordon? Don't forget, as John McMullen has said every week for months now, he still remains one strike away from this whole thing happening again, and there will be no big sweeping changes to save the day if that's the case. So there's still a lot more to talk about, and as that goes on, we'll talk to Dr. Football about that. Hour number 2, Jeff Gorman from Indians101.com is going to be with us. I know what you guys are saying. Listen, last time, I got this figured out. Last time the Tribe lost, so it was a few days ago. They got on a little bit of a streak, but last time they lost, Destiny was chilling out, watching some Thursday night football. You can't blame her. You can't blame her. Took a day off. Yesterday, some of you say, J-Rock, what happened? What happened to the Indians? It's all good. You had a doubleheader, Monday Night Football. Destiny did not want you guys to be distracted. She knew there was going to be a lot of fantasy football action going on. There was going to be a lot of football watching. So Destiny was looking out for you guys yesterday. Indians took a L. It wasn't pretty. We'll talk about it. And more importantly, just like they have to, we have to bounce back, get back on it tonight, because the Indians start a big series here with the Minnesota Twins that you need to sweep it, baby. You got to go keep this train moving. Jeff Gorman from Indians101.com joins us just a little bit from now to talk about that. We're going to hit all of it, the news of the day, everything. That's the slate. Let's tell you how to be a part of it, because I want you here. You are the voice of the Sports Fix. They give me this microphone. that I'm knocking on right now, and I'm tossing it back at you. Hit up the phones, 216-539-7535. I've already seen the phones ringing. I got a call in queue. 216-539-7535 is the number to call if you can't get to the phones, or if we're not answering for you. Doggone it, we do that from time to time. Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter and email. Facebook.com/The Sports Fix. Tweet with us at The Sports Fix, CLE, all one word. Email us, The Sports Fix at AOL.com. Stay in touch with us again, 216-539-7535, 24/7. I'm going to go to the phone lines here. Before I even roll on any further, I'm going to take the first call of the day. I'm going to let you kick off the direction of the Sports Fix here. Caller, you're live on the air.
J-Rock, I feel honored.
Hey.
How are you, my friend?
Who is it? Is this the mayor? My man, Vic. What's happening? Mayor Vic, what's up, buddy?
Long time no talk. I finally was able to get through today.
My man, I've mentioned. Let me tell you something. While I got you on the air, Vic, I've mentioned before that you have the worst timing when you call because of our ability to take one call at a time. You'll always call right when somebody else is on, and I'm like, I get your message afterwards, and I'm like, I feel so bad because I'm not ignoring the mayor, my man. The floor is yours, brother.
That is why I made a point to be the first caller at 11:59 today. I thought, by God, I have to make it in today because this is an important day, to be quite frank.
All right.
Let me ask you this one question: did the NFL, in your opinion, have this vile videotape of Ray Rice cold-cocking his then fiance when they gave out only a 2-game suspension? Or is this after the fact? This is now turning into the phantom missing videotape, yet TMZ was able to get it, yet the NFL and everybody else couldn't quite get it, yet TMZ gets it, puts it out on the air, it's in raw graphic form, everybody's outraged, you get something the NFL didn't want to see, or just did. What do you think?
That's what you hit it on the head. I saw the report from TMZ because by the way, I laugh at the fact that in 2014, TMZ has now become the place that breaks all the big stories. And what makes it hard to take their website seriously, though, I've got them pulled up right now, and I'm looking at one of the stories about Ray Rice. And, of course, next to it, I've got naked pictures and bikini shots here. I've got some Miley Cyrus, because that's always a hot TMZ topic. And so it makes it so hard on a website surrounded by all of this gaga nonsense. But they have been on the cutting edge of getting some of these stories. It's because they hide in dumpsters and they videotape things secretly. But in 2014, TMZ is going to find you. Now, from what the word is, and I was really excited to hear last night because I thought, man, they said they could prove whether or not the NFL had this video. And I said, you know what? If there's proof, and I'm going to say this now, even though there's not proof, if anything ever surfaces that the NFL did see this thing, Roger Goodell would instantly be called for him to step down as the commissioner. I have no doubt about that. But according to TMZ, from what they've dug up, the NFL never did see this, but they didn't try to see it either because it's what's the word they use in legal terms? Plausible deniability is what they use. And what that means is that it's believable that we didn't know, regardless if we tried to find it or not. What I found funny is that it wasn't just the casino, but the police did have a copy of the footage, and Ray Rice's lawyer was also given a copy of the video. So the NFL had several people they could have asked for it, but they can stand in front of us today and say we never saw it, but it's only because they never asked for it.
They said that they first approached the New Jersey police. The New Jersey police said they didn't have it. The Atlantic City police had it. The Atlantic City police said they didn't have it. The casino had it. Then you would have to have a subpoena to get it from the casino. I've never heard of such bullshit. And
hey!
I'm a politician.
Okay, I'm a radio show, man. I'm a radio show. Even though we're on the internet, let's.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
But there is BS and there's believable BS. This isn't even believable BS.